What if the universe is just a memory of a scream, a sound so old it's forgotten its source? We live inside that fading echo, mistaking its dying resonance for a song meant for us. We build our lives in the troughs of its sound waves, believing the silence between them is peace. But the silence is not a gift. It's the destination, the final state of perfect, unbroken quiet that was there before the scream and will remain after. We look up at the night sky and see pinpricks of light, remnants of ancient fires. We call them stars, weaving stories to keep the darkness at bay. But those lights are not beacons, they are embers, flickering in an ever-expanding room, their wax melting into an ocean of cold. The constellations we cherish are fleeting alignments of dying things, temporary patterns dissolving over eons. The universe does not care for our narratives. It writes its own story, ending in erasure and quiet. We strain to hear a message in the echo, but with every discovery, the sound grows fainter. The message is not a greeting, but a farewell. A long sigh as the cosmos settles into its final rest. Imagine a drop of ink falling into a vast ocean, at first vibrant, then spreading, fading, dissolving. This is our universe, a brief, beautiful bloom of complexity, destined to blur into uniformity. We are part of that intricate pattern, marveling at our own existence within the ink. But the bloom does not last. The ink thins, the contrast fades, and the ocean becomes a hazy gray. The beauty of the initial bloom is lost to this final, featureless state. The process is irreversible. The stain cannot be gathered back. We see this everywhere. A cooling cup of coffee, a crumbling building, a fading memory. This is the arrow of time, not toward greater complexity, but toward final, simple uniformity. We are a temporary defiance, a complex structure built against the current, but the current is relentless. The galaxies fly apart, stars burn out, and energy becomes diffuse. The vibrant ink of the Big Bang is becoming a faint, uniform gray. We live in the fleeting moment of the bloom, mistaking dissolution for creation. The universe is not building up, but spreading out, cooling down and fading away. We measure our lives in years, our history in centuries, but to the universe, it's all a blink. Our entire story is a fleeting spark, unnoticed in the grand ledger of time. The distances between stars are not just space, they are gulfs of time. Light from our nearest neighbor takes years to reach us. From distant galaxies, millions. We see ghosts, postcards from a past so deep it's unimaginable. The universe is not a shared present, but lonely islands separated by oceans of time. This separation only grows as space expands, galaxies drifting further apart. Eventually, distant galaxies will vanish from view, their light stretched into nothingness. Our sky will darken, our cosmic neighborhood shrinking to a final lonely island. Out there is no now, only the slow transmission of ancient news. We are fundamentally alone, not just in space, but in time. Every star is a window into a different past. We live in a museum of light, surrounded by ghosts. The silence between stars is the sound of this profound, unbridgeable isolation. The universe is powered by difference, hot and cold, dense and empty, light and dark. Energy flows from high to low, fueling everything from stars to thoughts. But every transfer loses a bit to disorder, entropy, the slow slide toward uniformity. The universe began in low entropy, spending its inheritance ever since. Every star that burns, every galaxy that forms, is another withdrawal from this cosmic bank. The heat death is the logical end, all gradients flattened, all differences erased. Everything settles at a uniform temperature, just above absolute zero. No more heat flows, no more work is done. The stars are gone, their remnants drifting in eternal twilight. Galaxies dissolve, their remains scattered across the void. This is not a violent end, but a slow, gentle fading into nothingness. The universe becomes a silent graveyard, filled with the dead husks of what once was. In perfect equilibrium, there is no more movement, no more change, just a final, unshakable peace. This is not a certainty, but a haunting possibility, a crack in the glass of our understanding. The idea of a final, empty state is a warning about the limits of our perception. We are creatures of cycles and stories, seeking purpose and progress. The heat death challenges this, suggesting the universe's end is not a climax, but oblivion. Perhaps our understanding is incomplete. Maybe new physics will rekindle the fire. The crack may be in our tools, not the universe itself. But the possibility forces us to reconsider meaning. If all ends in dissolution, what is the value of our brief existence? The theory deepens the mystery, reminding us the universe owes us no happy ending. What becomes of consciousness in a universe destined for equilibrium? Our minds are electrochemical storms, dependent on warmth and difference, impossible in a cold, uniform cosmos. Consciousness is a flower of the universe's brief spring, destined to wither in the coming winter. Quiet sigh. Its value is not in permanence, but in rarity. The universe's way of knowing itself, however briefly. We are the ghost in the machine, fleeting awareness from matter and energy. The purpose is not to last forever, but to experience, understand, and connect in our finite window. Consciousness is an end in itself, its value intrinsic. We are custodians of this miracle, responsible for witnessing as deeply as we can. The heat death renders our lives infinitely precious, a singular moment of cosmic self-awareness. Are we ready for this truth? Our civilizations are built on hope, progress, and permanence. The possibility of an absolute end introduces a cosmic weariness, a sense of futility. If all will be erased, why strive? This is the weight of knowing, the burden of staring into the abyss. Yet, we continue to ask questions, to seek unsettling truths. Our curiosity values knowing above comfort. This may define us, the willingness to bear the weight of truth, even when it's hard. We open the box, and now must live with what we found inside. I find perhaps not despair here, but something closer to liberation. The urge to build for eternity fades away. Eternity itself is just a silent, featureless void. Maybe this realization draws us back to the present, what we experience, what we create right now. Meaning, it seems, is found in connection, in kindness, in beauty, sometimes for no reason at all. The universe's emptiness doesn't give us purpose, but maybe it lets us choose our own on a human scale. We stand at the edge, knowing the waves will soon erase our footprints. And in that knowledge, maybe we're free. To watch the sunset, to feel the wind, to notice the last light. The end isn't a curse. It's a release. A quiet, uncertain permission to simply be. The stars are burning out. Galaxies flying apart. The universe cooling into quiet. All complexity and life will fade into eternal twilight. We are witnesses to this sunset, a brief flicker of awareness in the gloom. We have learned to find meaning in the ephemeral, to keep our small flame alive. Our footprints will be washed away, our memory erased, but we have made peace with the coming silence. As the last warmth radiates away, who is there to know that it is perfect? In the end, I find comfort in the thought that even a single ember, however brief, can light the darkness for those who come after. Perhaps in our own lives, it is enough to be that small shining point, to offer warmth, meaning, and hope, even as the universe grows cold. What will your ember illuminate?